Good morning, everybody, and I do apologize for this video coming out late. Welcome to the Sports Talk Network. Welcome here to the Talking Package with Steve. It is the holiday season. A lot of things have been going on this week. More so good, not saying bad, but just busy and good. Doing some holiday shopping, spending time doing holiday things with family, enjoying my time with my nephew, stuff like that. Yes, I could have been able to squeeze this NFL podcast in just like I was squeezing other videos in, let alone my WWE show, WWE podcast, um, Thursday night, the same night I usually do every single week. So I could have done it, but after having long days and fun days and this and that days, I wanted to rest or talk with people on Snapchat or watch some movies. And actually, yesterday was more so actually not only holiday family time, but also I was watching Fuller House. Fuller House is back on Netflix. For those that like Full House, those that have seen Fuller House for the past 3 seasons, check it out. Season 4 has dropped. You can binge watch it. I started to late last night. I apologize for that. Excuse me. Um, Apologize for the belch. Anyways, I started to last night. I was going to stay up as long as it took to finish it, but I fell asleep in the middle of it without even planning to. Just like anything in life, when you plan or want something or want to do something in general, or planning something with someone, whether talking or hanging out, it's not able to happen because of reasons. But then when you're unable to, or not in the mood, or don't want to, or not whatever, then you are. Point being is wanting to stay up, wanting to finish it, wasn't able to. It's not the end of the world. It's not a crazy thing. It's not a what with me thing. It's just you'll be able to watch it tomorrow. You know, so it's not nothing that I won't get over because I'll continue watching it after I'm done doing this video and the other one for this channel, my review of Last Man Standing. My point being is that's what I was doing, and that's why I was unable to have this week's episode there because I was just checking on Netflix, just checking some stuff up, checking stuff of updates and notifications, and before I was gonna go live to do Talking Package with Steve here, and oh look, Fuller House is up. I didn't notice it when I was watching The Ranch and watching that new season of The Ranch on Netflix, unless I was too blind to see it. I don't know. It was right next to each other there in my scrolling bar there and on my list. And I have a long list. Keep scrolling on how many shows and movies I have on my, I guess you can call it favorites list or just list in general. But anyways, before I ramble on it, there's something that doesn't even have to do with this. Let's head into talking about the NFL because a lot of crazy stuff's going on in the NFL in regards to the playoff positioning, the team still having a chance, and what they have to do to get into the playoffs. Again, low percent chance, but you guys know me. I love math, good old mathematics. Whether it's simple math or complex calculus math, I enjoy it all. Mm-hmm. It's a stress reliever sometimes to be doing math. Um, Whether I look up online or old math books I still have at home. Um, yes, I'm a nerd or I'm weird in that sense, but that's me. That's good old Stevie K. But anyways, in regards to math and mathematics, it's the Giants, New York Football Giants, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right, I have a friend, Mr. Jacob Rodas, that's a New York Football Giants fan, and others there that live in New York that are Giants fans. So you guys, 0.5% chance to make the playoffs. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 0.5% chance to make the playoffs. Lindsey Bell, Danny Duncan, and others. Shout out to the Tampa Bay cheerleading team. Cheerleading squad, I mean. My team, the Green Bay Packers, like 0.5, I think went up to 1.5%, whatever, chance to make playoffs. And the AFC, you have the Miami Dolphins and Cleveland Browns with a 1%, 1.5% chance of making the playoffs. While Browns more 1.5, Dolphins more like a 30 or 40%. But still, those two teams. And just think of how things would be if in a couple weeks the season's over. We're heading into that Black Monday, as they called it, or as the NFL calls it, and labels it the Monday after. That's week 17. If not news already dropping that Sunday night after week 17, all the games are done. Our coach is being fired. Some wait till the next morning to make it official. Some be like, oh, we got to start our search right now. Maybe some have already started their search under the wire, incognito already, that have already planned things. Maybe have planned things tentatively. Maybe not making any phone calls because they know, 2018 things can be found out quickly. Excuse me. Either by your own organization if you're trying to hide it from them, and your coaches there, the coaching staff that you hired that are still in the building, or fans or media members. Either way, that's why I love this business. That's why I like sports. In the regards of not people losing their job, no, trust me, I'm not mean in that sense. No, I don't want people losing their job. That's just how the business is in the NFL. What I love and enjoy, getting the story and hearing and seeing where these coaches go afterwards and where they rebound and regroup. And more so, oh, dang it, sorry. Oh, so sorry about that. Anyways, these last few weeks and teams still having a chance to make the playoffs and the seedings, and even teams that I may have even earned and, going to the playoffs, fighting for positioning in the playoffs, and then waiting a couple weeks. Because if you look at if the season ended now, if the season ends a week from today, season ends whatever, and the season will end a couple weeks from now. Each week you look at that playoff picture, you take a snapshot of that, a screenshot, which I didn't finally learn about to do until I finally did have now a smartphone earlier this year, 2018. I'm into the smartphone world. Now I can see why people are so into their phones and the apps. I get it now, but most of my life I didn't get it. And point is, anyways, so if you screenshot or take a picture of it, each and every week it's gonna look a little different. And I don't mean teams just in the hunt. I mean teams in the playoffs, and even the seedings of the teams that are maybe have already won their divisions, like the Rams and the Saints, right? Or even the Patriots, So that's the also intriguing part. As a hopefully potential media member, I myself hope the business is worth broadcasting. I have looked into schools again. But let's go over this last week. Let's get into this week, and let's talk about the playoff seedings as they are right now. So starting off with what was last week number 14. Excuse me, we had the Titans over the Jaguars, 30-9. Sorry about that. Derrick Henry, 238 rushing yards. Most of the Titans and Oilers franchise, being a Titans Oilers franchise record. We have the Giants over Washington, 40-16. Saquon Barkley, most TDs by a rookie in a season in team history with 13. The Saints over the Buccaneers, 28-14. Saints clinching the NFC South with the win. The Dolphins winning that crazy final play to defeat the Patriots, 34-33. Dolphins won 5 of the last games versus New England and Miami. The Chiefs over the Ravens, 27-24. The Chiefs have clinched the playoff berth with that win. The Colts over the Texans, 24-21. Texans' first loss since week 3. The Packers over the Falcons, 30-24. Aaron Jones rushing TD in 5th straight game. The Browns over the Panthers, 26-20. Cleveland won 2 consecutive home games for the first time since 2014. 27-23 Jets over the Bills. Quarterback Josh Allen, 90-plus rushing yards in 3 straight games. The 49ers over the Broncos, 20-14. Kittle, second most receiving yards by a tight end in a single game since 1970. The Chargers over the Bengals, 26-21. Chargers' first 10-plus win season since 2009. The Raiders defeating the Steelers 24-21. Carr, 0 interceptions in 8 straight games, longest streak of his career. The Cowboys defeating Philadelphia 29-23. Amari Cooper, 217 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, a career high for him. The Lions 17, Arizona 3. Detroit getting the win on the road. Larry Fitzgerald, most receptions with single team in NFL history. The Bears over the Rams in a low-scoring contest on Sunday Night Football on NBC, 15-6. Jared Goff, 4 interceptions, being a career high. And for Monday Night Football, he had Seattle over Minnesota, 21-7. Kirk Cousins, 0 for 7, career record in a Monday Night Football. So that's how the cookie crumbled for week number 14 and how things are going to be setting up for week 15. I have my game of the week here. And I'll just share that here first. My game of the week for this week is a matchup that will affect both sides of things in regards to the playoff picture for AFC and NFC. We have the Miami Dolphins. Yes, this team right here, the Fins, going up and traveling to Minnesota to face the Minnesota Vikings. Right here. Dolphins Vikings here being my game of the week. Matchup of the week. Yeah. And I'll get to that game when I do predict to that point. But let's start with Saturday, actually. Thursday night already happened. Thursday Night Football, we had the Chargers defeat the Chiefs 29-28. Chargers clinching a playoff berth for the first time since 2013. And with that also having a chance to get that division for the Chiefs, they both now are 11-3. Moving forward, that was actually a pretty dang good game. Chargers coming back, getting the win. Down 14 a couple of times. Didn't know if they were going to be able to do it, but they pulled it off. Went for 2 instead of for the tie to go to overtime. And there you go. Now, like I said, on to the Saturday games that will be only on the NFL Network today. We got the 9-4 Texans against the 4-9 Jets. Texans allowed 24 fewer points in 9 consecutive games. I'm going to go with the Texans over the Jets 24-7. We have the 5-7-1 Browns against the 6-7 Broncos. I'm going to go with the Browns over the Broncos 17-13 in that matchup. Then heading into Sunday's slate of games, we have the 7-6 Titans against the 5-8 Giants. Titans 2-5 record on the road this season. 5-1 at home. I'm going to go with the Giants over the Titans 13-3. And already to my game of the week here as it is here on the schedule. And then Bells on the NFL app. The Miami Dolphins versus the Minnesota Vikings. Both teams battling for a playoff spot. Which team will reign supreme here? I think it's going to be a good contest. I think it's going to be a high-scoring contest as well. But in contests like these, I usually go for the home team, the NFC side, even in this battle. Now, this would be a Super Bowl matchup if they were to meet in the playoffs. It would be the Super Bowl. But here in this contest, I'm going to go with the home team, the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, our division foes. The Minnesota Vikings over the Miami Dolphins, 27-24. There we go. And for that one, Minnesota fewer than 300 yards of offense in 4 of the last 5 games. Next, we have the Dolphins are 7-6. Vikings are 6-6-1. I forgot to bring that up as well. But anyways, moving on, we got the 6-7 Washington team against the 4-9 Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars 16.3 points per game this season, fewest since 2014. I'm going to go Jacksonville over Washington in a 9-3 contest. I won't even be surprised if that's the case. I won't even be surprised if the game ends 3-0. Goes into overtime and ends 3-0 or ends in a tie 0-0. Let's talk about that. Moving right along. The 8-5 Cowboys against the 7-6 Colts. Hilton and Cooper ranked first and second in receiving yards since week 11. And the Colts are trying to get the playoff spot. I mean, we have like 4 to 5 teams at 7-6 now, as I kind of want. See, for me, whether it's an NFL fan, as a podcast host, as a future sports broadcaster, in general, like to have the most intriguing, not chaotic. I mean, it doesn't have to be chaotic. I mean, at least maybe organized chaotic, right? I don't want to create stuff that isn't there, right? I don't want to be that type of entertainer or broadcaster, whether that makes me boring or not. Anyways, but I do like to see where the parity is strong with the league, whether it's the NFL or any of the major sports, right? Like whenever LeBron James does retire, or the Warrior Dynasty ends. I enjoyed it as a kid with the Jordan era, and in a sense with the Patriots and Brady. But I don't know, I'm just saying there. It's only going to be interesting to see how the AFC goes. But anyways, heading into this game, I'm going to go actually with the Colts getting the win over Dallas because they need it more, and I think they're just going to be playing their hearts out. I'm going to go with Colts over Cowboys. That's going to win 16-13. Colts kind of having a shocking win over Dallas there. We got the 3-10 Raiders against the 5-8 Bengals. Bengals 5-game losing streak, longest since 2010. And I think that will continue. I have the Raiders over the Bengals 23-20 in that game. The 5-7-1 Packers against the 9-4 Bears. The Bears can clinch the NFC North and clinch their first NFC North title since 2010 there with a win if they need to do so. And of course, I actually will be picking the Bears over the Packers 35-23. But of course, I'll be cheering for my team. 5-8 Lions against the 4-9 Bills. Bills allow 238.8 total yards per game since week 10, fewest in NFL. I'm going to go with the Lions over the Bills in a win 16-10 there. We got the Buccaneers and Ravens. We got the 5-8 Buccaneers against the 7-6 Ravens. Buccaneers #1 passing offense. Versus the Ravens #1 scoring defense. I'm actually going to go with Tampa Bay getting the win over Baltimore in a stunner here. Tampa Bay over Baltimore 27-13. 3-10 Cardinals against the 4-9 Falcons. Falcons lost 5 straight games, tied for the longest active streak. I'm going to go with Atlanta over Arizona 16-9 in that contest as well. The 8-5 Seahawks, 3-10 49ers. Wilson has more wins, 11 versus San Francisco than any other team in the NFL. I think that'll move up to 12. I have Seattle over San Francisco 35-10 in that game. So most people's game of the week, and probably the NFL's game of the week, which is why it's in the afternoon slot, the 9-4 Patriots against the 7-5-1 Steelers. Steelers 3-11 versus Patriots since 2001, including the playoffs. I'm going with New England over Pittsburgh 27-20 in that contest. The 6-7 Eagles against 11-2 Rams. Eagles allowed 341 passing yards per game. On the road, most in the NFL, I have the Rams over the Eagles in a crushing defeat, 42-13 there. Then on Monday Night Football, we have the Panthers just keep on sliding, and the Saints, so they're on a roll. We have the 11-2 Saints against the 6-7 Panthers. Panthers lost 4 straight games by 7 points or fewer. But this one's going to be a little bigger. I have the Saints over the Panthers, 37-22 there. 37-24, sorry, in that contest. But that's just how I see it. And if we want to talk about how things are looking conference-wise, this is how the playoffs will be right now. Yes, with the Thursday night game being done, but still, in the AFC, Chiefs 11-3, Patriots 9-4, Texans 9-4, Steelers 7-5-1. Chargers 11-3, Ravens 7-6 in that last playoff position. The teams we still have in the hunt are the Miami Dolphins at 7-6, the Indianapolis Colts at 7-6, Tennessee Titans at 7-6, Broncos 6-7, Browns 5-7-1. Then over on the NFC side, we have the 11-2 Saints, 11-2 Rams, the 9-4 Chicago Bears, the 8-5 Dallas Cowboys, the 8-5 Seattle Seahawks, and the 6-1 Vikings there. And then still trying to battle for it, we have Carolina Panthers at 6-7, Philadelphia Eagles at 6-7, Washington team at 6-7, Packers 5-7-1, and Tampa Bay 5-8, and also the Giants technically at 5-8 have a mathematical chance to get in. There's only 4 teams in the NFC that are officially eliminated from the playoffs mathematically, and that's the Detroit Lions at 5-8, the Atlanta Falcons at 4-9, the Arizona Cardinals at 3-10, and the San Francisco 49ers at 3-10. On the AFC side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams officially mathematically eliminated, and that's the 5-8 Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills at 4-9, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the disappointing 4-9, the New York Football Jets at 4-9, and the Oakland Raiders at a disappointing 3-10. Now we want to see how it looks in the league. Who has the top whatever's? The top 16. Like we did a playoff, but just the top 6. Top 12 teams in the league. We just put them on 2 sides, not even conference-wise, just battling. And you had 1 through 16. You have it like a March Madness thing, and 1 versus. Now you can make it 14 or 16. Right, 6. You still have the conferences. You still have 6 on each side. So you have 12 to 14. We'll just make it 12. 6 on one side, 6 on the other. And you have the top teams. Well, here are 1 through 12. How that playoffs would be if it ended today. And I actually kind of like this idea a little bit. I know we're used to the regular formats and everything, but and all the logistics how that works. But just bear with me here. The number 1 seed would be the Los Angeles Rams at 11-2. The number 2 seed, New Orleans Saints at 11-2. The number 3 seed, Kansas City Chiefs at 11-3. Number 4, Los Angeles Chargers 11-3. Number 5, Chicago Bears 9-4. Number 6, Houston Texans 9-4. Number 7, New England Patriots 9-4. Number 8, the Dallas Cowboys 8-5. Number 9, the Seattle Seahawks 8-5. Number 10, the Pittsburgh Steelers 7-5-1. Number 11, Baltimore Ravens 7-6. And 12th, and the final team getting into the playoffs in this new NFL format, if it actually does exist, it probably never will exist. The Indianapolis Colts in this scenario would be making it at 7-6, and you still have all those teams vying for playoff position, or maybe we've even done differently of how to get in. But those are the how the things work. And if that was the case, you'd have the Rams versus the Colts as one of the opening games, or one of the games, because you have 1 versus. Well, unless you still give buys weeks to teams. However you would do that, it wouldn't be truly like a March Madness idea. But either way, I certainly think it would be interesting. Sorry about that. I'm plugging my phone in. It would be interesting to see how everything goes down. It's certainly going to be interesting, a lot interesting, very, to see exactly how my Packers do. We have a chance. In Chicago, if we win out and have just a couple other things happen, go our way, we would be in the playoffs. Same thing for the Browns. And a whole lot more would have to happen with the Giants, Buccaneers. Excuse me, and others to make it. But for the Packers and for the Dolphins, there's a chance. There's a chance. But we're just going to have to see how everything works out moving forward. I look forward to seeing how that starting tonight, or this afternoon, actually, 3:30 Central. 2 games here on Saturday, the rest on Sunday and Monday as usual. And then we move into week 16. Then we move into week 17, the final week. And maybe how things will look different next week when I'm talking about the playoff seedings and my theoretical top 12. Again, that might not be ever what a playoff situation looks like. But as I even throw it as an idea, I don't hate it. It certainly would be interesting if you have it something like that in the March Madness kind of thinking. You have the 12 best teams in general. How would you do the seeding? Would you still have it on You still have it look. You would still have it look like this side, which is this side, to meet on the finals, like a March Madness bracket, like a men's NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's officially called NCAA men's basketball tournament. But you have it like that. Can you set it up like that? It make things very interesting. But it still would, in its way, award those winning the division by them having home games as that number one seed is the higher seeds. Higher seeds would be the home games. So unlike March Madness, it's not all at neutral sites for the whole tournament. It's still you're playing those home games, so you still have the same amount of games in a sense. Giving teams buys, maybe bye weeks. Giving the top 4 teams bye weeks. Maybe that's why it won't work, because you need the, depending on, hey, let's see if you have a division winner that's none below 500. But either way, base form, it sounds like a good idea. I could keep talking about it forever, but I have to go myself. Hope you all had enjoyed this episode of the Talking Packers with Steve NFL podcast. You all have a great rest of your evening and enjoy this NFL weekend. Above all else, as always, take care.